I'm ready whenever.
Mic check, y'all ready? Okay, 3, 2.
Back for the second episode of the Threes and Ones podcast, exclusively here on the Big Three. We're doing this each week, so it's always going to be Michael Beasley right here, one of the faces of the Big Three, the Mega, Ice Cube, owner of the Big Three, and we have our guest today, the rookie. The rookie
Hall of Famer, ain't that some shit?
I got something to say about that, Q.
The Rookie Hall of Famer.
I got something to say about that. Dwight
That's
Howard.
an oxymoron, I think.
Yeah, hold on. Let me tell you about this, Q. Dwight Howard, first of all, welcome for coming on the podcast. Everyone, please subscribe, share, comment, spread the word. We want to get this podcast out there. Dwight, you had your Big Three debut last week. It was very interesting. So let me tell you, before we get to that, we don't want to talk too much on that.
Let's
but
get to it.
I had the report on I had to report on the ruling of you and Lance Stevenson. And in my report, I stated that there would not be a suspension and there would not be a fine, that you and Lance received a warning. And in my statement with our report, I said, due to Dwight and Lance being rookies of the Big Three, letting you off the hook. You gotta get this. And so all the comments, all the people talking about rookies, you talking about Dwight almost 40 years old. Lance is late 30s talking about rookies need to get.
You got it, bro. This league ain't, bro. You got to get adjusted.
Yeah, you do got to get adjusted. And it is an adjustment period. You know, my first game, I'm like, yo, this is some shit. Then the second game, I'm like, okay. So I understand that it's an adjustment period. I'm used to playing 5-on-5 basketball, running up and down the court, having another court.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different atmosphere. And I love it. I love the challenge, the mental challenge, the physical challenge. And I can't wait for the rest of the season.
I always say it take 3 games before you really know if you want to stay or you want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 3 games is really like, yo, can I deal with this? Can I handle it? Am I ready? And then you either rise or shrink. You know what I'm saying? So, it take about 3 games to really get your Big Three legs up under you. And, the reason you call them rookies is because this is their first year playing this style. And it do take an adjustment. We had people like, Jason Richardson, who's been in the league like 7 years or something like that. So, they vets in it, because it's a different style of playing basketball and you got to get used to it.
It took me 3 seasons, bro.
To do what?
Do what?
You was a
No,
scoring
let me explain
champ
it. Let me explain it. Scoring is one thing, right? And since day one, I've been talking to him about this. Like, we used to the refs calling the game a certain way.
Correct.
So the physical play, all right, they give us a hard foul, but they know I can't foul them again like that until the second quarter. So it's the dance. We know here. I don't think I got one easy shot. It's all tough. It's all just I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna get I don't give a fuck. And it's like last year was like the first year I was just really like, and then we talked about it. It's like, bro, I just gotta leave the refs alone because it's becoming the NBA player crying for fouls while everybody else out there just getting it. So nigga, you just gotta go out there and get it and just know, dog, like sometimes, like, as long as they call it bullshit both ways, I'm cool. You understand? It ain't never gonna be a good game, never, because it's adjustment. Dog, these niggas playing physical and they got the energy too, because it ain't no running up and down. You gotta think about that. You get a bucket, they just turn it around and is ready to fight you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I talked to your teammate Reggie Evans after the game, week 1. Reggie came up to me in the hotel lobby. he was like, "Yeah." That's one thing we gotta understand too. The big three players watching this podcast. So Reggie,
No doubt.
Reggie said, "Yeah, I saw y'all podcast, and I saw that you picked Dwight to be the Rookie of the Year coming up. So I had to make sure I made him fight for that."
Yeah, by the way,
so you a target.
they did it to you the first week. They did it to you.
Who's they?
Who's they?
Yeah.
What do you mean, y'all?
What they do?
What do
Bro,
we do?
we out here since I've been here. I'm like, bro, get us some commercials and shit. Bro, get us something. And then they like, y'all, bro, we growing as a league, which we understand. You know what I'm saying? We run businesses off the court. You know? So we understand it. And then Dwight Howard get here, and I don't even know what Bevel is, but I want some clippers.
You ain't got
Well, the thing is, let's hold on. Hold on.
Bro,
Wait a minute.
I do.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I do.
Let me clear the air.
And then, wait, hold on, let me finish.
Let me clear the air on this. The client picks what player they want to.
Oh, so you got endorsements?
It ain't the big three
Oh,
saying, get
it's
him,
Bevel fault.
grab
It's
him.
Bevel.
Yeah, it's Bevel.
Hey, bro, throw me some clippers, bro.
You light skinned, bro. It's a
Time
black.
out. We ain't
product.
Somebody throw me
No,
a phone.
Bevel is for everybody.
Hey, somebody throw me
No,
a phone.
Dwight is wrong. Bevel is for everybody.
You got a flashlight on your phone? Let me see a flashlight. Turn your flashlight on real quick. Hold on. This is gonna take 2 seconds. Turn your flashlight on. Like, look. Turn. Look. Tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where you going.
Look. Me, Pat Beverly, Wesley Snipes, Kevin Garnett. Look. Just look. Look. You put us all in a room and turn the lights off.
You named the
We did.
darkest people in the history of life, bro.
Chris Haynes. I sit next to him. We look like
Haynes is
twins.
dark, but he not dark as
Bro,
who you
let's
named.
look close. Let's look. There's more tattoos. Look, I'm tatted up. I know you can't
Yeah.
see it. I'm black, bro. What you talking
I got
about?
tattoos.
I'm
You
dark.
can see mine.
I'm
I
darker
don't
than
have no
you. I
tats.
can see your tattoos from here.
That's why I had to be with
You
Bevel.
don't need no flashlight to see your tattoos.
That's why I got
I'm
with
calling
Bevel.
you what? I'm black, bro.
Basically,
I'm
you
black
said-
and proud.
Basically, you said Dwight comes in and he's getting preferential treatment as soon as he gets
I
into
mean,
the
I
league.
thought so.
Okay.
So let me apologize because that ass whooping we gave you, we was mad at y'all.
Hey, man.
Hey, Bevel, we
my
got
fault.
some stuff. I better get some damn clippers.
That was a close game now. That was-
My little
give us
brother
no
back there with a
ass
hairy ass face. We need some clippers in my house. I ain't trying to keep paying for this shit.
Bevel is not a clipper company.
What are they?
It's face, it's hair products, it's gel, it's for your goatee. It's
Oh,
for
so
your,
that's why you was out there glistening?
hell yeah.
Hey, we trying to glisten too. So I'm trying to shine.
No, y'all was
I'm
doing
trying to
too
shine. I
much.
thought you had cocoa butter. I said, I love it. His mama love
the
him.
first
He got Egyptian magic on his face. He's like somebody love it. And he just Bevel, what the fuck?
Egyptian magic. Dog, Bevel is fire. They got good lotion. They got good soap. They got the good.
They ain't better than
They getting some
Egyptian
good
magic.
pub right now too.
Egyptian magic is one thing, but Bevel is
Egyptian
for
magic,
all of
fire.
us. Egyptian magic not with the big three, so we can't promote them.
Oh.
There you go.
Facts.
Come on.
we doing a little bit
Egyptian
right now.
Magic is a family-owned company. I
love
stand
it.
by it.
I mean, I love Egyptian magic.
Well, Dwight,
going
you
with Bevel.
seeing
My bad.
Mike? No, you good. Mike bringing this up. You're seeing that basically you're a target. You know, people as soon as you came.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I
we was calling you
understand being
Big
a
Stripper
target.
in the group chat.
Big stripper.
Big Stripper. Hey,
That's
and but
some
look,
nasty
I'm just I tell the truth. Like I said, the cards fall where the cards fall, and they ain't on my side. They ain't on my side, bro. Joe Johnson threw about 2,900 in there. I got about 600 of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't changed my life, but I paid my car note today.
Yeah.
I shake a little
Yeah,
bit.
he had 29.
Shorty.
He had you say
Yeah.
Grown man
29.
shit. I respect it too, shorty. I
But see, look, it
respect
was the first game.
Mm-hmm.
We trying to get adjusted to the whole to how Big Three is playing. Then you in the locker room before the game
Yeah,
talking shit.
yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I'm finna foul the hard.
That was
I'm
your
finna foul
man.
this nigga hard as shit.
That was your man.
You?
PJ, that was your man.
PJ?
PJ man came to my room the night before, right? We was in the garage chilling. He came and talking about your man gonna do it to you. And then PJ was standing right there. And I'm like, bro, I'm talking to his man. I'm talking shit to him. I'm like, shorty, your man sitting there quiet. He nervous. So when I came in there, PJ tried to throw the smoke on you. Like, yeah, the white coming. Like, nigga, what?
First of all,
Let's rewind though.
Yeah.
Because Bleacher Report put out some bullshit.
What they
What?
doing?
They put out that what this nigga said right here.
What you say?
He said that I told him and Lance to fight for clicks and shit.
You said that?
Nigga came out your mouth.
Oh shit, he mad.
Came out your mouth. He looked like, all right, son.
You got some
No,
explaining to
I
do.
said it, but everybody know that I was joking when I said it.
Yeah, that shit was real. Okay, good.
So,
I
Yeah, I just want to,
but you know,
because the way they
If this is
clipped
scripted,
it,
if this
the
is
way they
scripted,
clipped
bro,
it,
I've been getting my ass whipped and not knowing.
hell
man,
no,
you know they
please.
gonna clip farm anything we say.
Man,
so
I don't like nothing fake.
Nah, this shit ain't fake. I ain't gonna-
Instead of me keep talking about the situation because it happened, we got into it. Tempers flared. Me and him got into it. It's over with.
Oh, it was one
They
of them.
kept
Yeah, I was
going.
tired. Yeah.
So I'm like, man,
He
you know
flipped
what?
it. He made it sarcastic,
what?
but
He told-
how they clipped
They
it.
clipped it to make it
Man,
seem
I almost.
Okay, I get it.
Man.
I get it.
just like what we
I
was
was
talking
like,
about
goddamn.
earlier. Remember we was just talking about before we
100%.
started the show, how they'll take a clip of what somebody say and try to twist it.
Yeah.
So that's what they did.
That's what they all about, though.
So,
You know
Keith,
what I mean?
I want to ask you. I don't think you've been asked this question.
Okay.
You were sitting courtside last week.
Yeah.
So when you saw that go down, Lance and Dwight, what was going through your mind?
I was just hoping nobody got hurt. You know,
cha-ching.
fans. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't never want that to happen.
Nah,
I don't
I
even
get it,
want
I get
dudes to touch each other. You know, they could talk mess from afar.
I think
when
it
they
just-
touch
yeah.
you, some dudes are friends. You know what I mean? So they do that, but
It
you
got
know,
too far.
yeah,
That's
it just
the
went
part.
too far. And
It got too far. You know it.
you know, it's
though.
about basketball.
not
you
even
know what I'm
that,
saying?
like-
It's about hard-nosed competition. It's about a real credible game
Right.
where guys are trying to win and no bullshit in the game. It's just, you know, either you can put 50 points on the board or not. You know what I mean? First. And so you never want to see that, man, you know, tumbling into the stands. You know what I mean? It's like,
Nah.
you don't want no kids to get hurt.
Like that.
You don't want, you just don't want
when-
nobody
when
to
I
get
had
hurt,
grabbed him
man.
and
You
started
know,
to lift him up,
it's just a basketball game.
I was like,
you know
bro,
what I mean?
this
You
too
gotta,
much. I wanted
you gotta
I'm
keep
trying
it in
to stop
perspective.
Nobody else came over there. You looking. Everybody
I
on the
was
team,
so-
the refs looking. I'm
Bro,
like, bro.
I was just looking like, bro, I'm supposed to be doing the Michael Beasley shit. like, the way, I was just like, I was so stuck. Yeah. It's like, bro, I forgot my lines now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Y'all made it happen that way. All right, so remember when Lance took the ball and threw it in?
No, so I ain't see that
Yeah,
on
Jordan
court.
Crawford and Jordan
But
Crawford.
you pushed me first. That's why I got
When?
turned up. When I walked past you, you pushed me in the shoulder.
When?
And during the game, that's why I got turned up. I'm like, and then not even at you, I be turned up at the ref, because if they don't call it the right way, then I'm gonna get pushed and I'm gonna get put. I'm gonna look soft, and then it's like, bro, like people already think I'm light
the
skinned.
game.
Yeah, no, they weren't doing.
It
They
was
weren't
an
doing
invert
it. Nah.
elbow. It was an invert elbow.
Oh no, that one.
Yeah, that.
Bro, I just chewed a Nutri-Grain bar today, and I can still feel that elbow in my head, bro. You like, and you ain't do it on purpose. You came across, I ran the play, and I don't know why.
Them
I was
elbows
like, bro,
were
let me
sharp.
stop.
I looked at the
Man,
tape.
got some
He
sharp
came,
Them elbows were
bro,
sharp.
I was like, bro. And then, bro, I got a clip. I'm gonna post it later on, man. We was watching the game, and my man, bro, you came through another elbow, dog. I blacked out for like a second. My neck went up like this, my eyes closed, nigga. And I was like, then he paused it, and I ain't had nothing to say, bro. I was looking like a hole in my house. Right. But that's the only reason, like, it's like, all right, bro, fuck that. We ain't gonna sit here and lay down.
Yeah.
You understand? And it worked.
What happens when y'all see each other in the playoffs?
I think that
Yeah, I got
we
me.
done got all the shit out, so it's gonna be basketball. And by the time we see them in the playoffs, it's
No,
gonna
but
be,
it ain't. It's the ref's fault.
It's
no,
the refs'
I'm
the
not
fault.
gonna
refs'
blame
fault.
it on the refs. We done played basketball long enough to know some shit when we see it. So
Says the nigga that was in the stands.
Yeah, because first, this how I'm looking at it. It's first game, this new league. I ain't never had an opportunity to put paws on people in the NBA. Never.
So that
Never.
so you
So like when the situation happened, you know, in my head, I'm like, you saw what Lance did. He put his fist up twice like he was gonna throw 2 punches.
no, okay, pause. We all thought that you was about to go kung fu on this nigga.
Yeah, you got
When
some
you
skills.
did-
I saw that.
When you did this shit, and my first thought was like, Lance, you better back the fuck up. That big nigga to chop your ass.
Yeah, man. Nigga know
I don't
something.
know what the fuck they expect. Talk about the fist. Lance was just scared. I'm telling you, when Lance threw the fist, nigga, it was like, nigga, bro, you don't understand how long your forearm is, bro. That motherfucker put that samurai sword out and just sit there and think a nigga gonna sit there and not protect himself.
Yeah.
Bro, I did that to protect myself.
Bruh, you 7'8", that's
What I'm saying
protection.
is-
God protected you enough muscles. What the fuck?
All right, so if I came up to you on the court anyway,
Like
and
this,
I take my hand,
like this. If you come up to me
No.
like this, Dwight, I might tase you. Like, what do you mean? What the fuck, nigga? Like this
No.
nigga looking strong
he
as shit.
did like this first. So I put my hand.
I don't
up
know who
like,
did it first. Oh, you did it. You did it to block.
I did my hand up
Yeah,
in
it
reaction.
was a
like,
block move. It was
If he
two
throw a
block
punch, my hand
moves.
gonna be
Yeah.
there. Then he did it again, so I
that
put
make
my
more
other hand
sense.
up.
Because
Yeah.
when you threw it like this, dog, that shit was so like. And I was like, bro, the next one gonna be to your head. So you better stop.
No, I talked
But
to Lance.
I ain't see him do that first.
I talked to Lance
the only
afterwards.
reason I did.
But Lance, like, that one-on-one game, bro, I didn't know Lance played basketball like that. But like, bro, that's New York. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
him. I get it. So-
I'm not condoning it. I'm just glad it's on my side now.
I fuck with how Lance play. I just was like in a whole nother zone when I saw two fists come
Nah,
up. So
yeah,
I'm
I get
like,
that part.
Yeah, he just
Yo.
threw a punch at
he threw a
JC.
punch, yeah, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Bro,
just think
nah, that
about
was just,
earlier in
bro,
the
he
game.
dug in his nose.
Yeah, I know that was
He
fine.
did it after.
It was
Yeah,
after-
it was
after
like
the slam.
he
It was
he
slam the
slammed
ball,
in his
the
chest.
dig in the nose,
Dig in
and
the
then
nose.
So
the
what was the
punch.
slam for?
because he
Because
scored
he
on him.
scored on him. I
scored
guess
on
he
him.
said
He
something.
Scored on
talking.
Lance, and then Lance got
I
mad
ain't
and
mad at
stuffed
JC.
him.
Lance said,
So
he
really,
did admit.
you know who started all
Yeah, I
this?
ain't mad at JC.
We gonna put it on you.
Why?
You started all this.
You put the batteries in Lance
You
back.
put the battery in everybody's backpack.
Everybody.
What you mean?
How?
Okay, you just had the one-on-one for $100 grand. Everybody's seeing you go through 9 clips of talking about how you finna make Lance dance like a stripper.
But they chopped it up like that. They chopped it up.
They
I just
did.
talked. I just
They did,
spoke my
and-
words.
and we loved it.
I just told the truth.
What he got away with in week 1, when he was getting in y'all face after every bucket, he wouldn't have got away with that week 2. The officiating was different.
No, but
week
that's
2.
why. That's like my
You
only
amped
reason
up
I was
the
in their
environment.
face is because I felt attacked first. Watch the game. I was chilling. I don't play like that. Look,
Yes,
look,
you do.
Watch us today. I don't be in niggas' faces and shit like
Today
that.
you
I
wasn't.
You
I-
not today,
Oh,
yeah.
Last game-
I've been in
last
this is
week.
my 4th year. When have
Yeah.
I ever been in somebody's face that I ever
Ice,
been in?
last week, he was-
I've
you
never-
was
Last
He
week
was
you
the
was
starter.
last-
Because I'm telling you, I rolled it back. I walked past you on the right elbow, and you just blatantly put your hand on my shoulder and just pushed me.
Why you think I did that?
Cause I don't know, I felt like a little kid.
No, you
That
was
shit,
just
that
talking
shit, that
shit.
shit. I didn't say nothing until then. I promise. Roll the cameras back. I was not saying anything until then. And then when you pushed me, I said loud as shit to the ref. Yo, get his hands off me. Like people don't know I'm OCD like a motherfucker. So it's like. You understand? Like,
They know.
like, no. I mean, really,
Show the shake again.
I just
You
be
what?
shaking up like
You
nigga.
OCD.
Yeah. Like,
With
bro.
what?
All right. You see this right here? You see how small this is?
You don't like that.
No,
you don't
no,
like
you,
paper
like,
on the
like
You can see it. You
I
can
can
spot
feel that in my shoe. Like I can feel a hair in my shoe.
Damn.
You understand? Like, bro, we'll be walking, and I'll be like, bro, take my shoe off, and I pull a hair out my shoe. Like, bro, if I don't know something is touching me, is not supposed to touch me, bro,
You get
I
weirded
get
out.
so violent.
I
And I
understand
had to learn that about
I
myself.
don't like when
and
people do this.
but yeah, that's when people do the like.
Yeah.
Think I'm like think I'm crazy when I say this shit, and it's like, bro, I will really punch your face off, and I really lost a lot of money doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't touch me. I'm saving you. And then I got friends here that
They going with
not
it.
even that. They trying to stop me. And if they can't keep me in check, and then they got to turn to that because we got to get out. We got to get home. You understand?
gotta
And it's
go
like,
deep.
bro, I went through so many whoopings publicly before I even learned this. And it's like, now I learned it. It's like, bro, like when I'm in crowds like this, like you got to like, bro, my hands be sweating so hard because I don't know what I'm gonna get in trouble for next or what I didn't say. It's like every time I got in trouble, nobody told me what I said wrong or why. You understand? And that's why it's like,
Someone using the league.
yeah.
But you
and it
probably
was
know
like,
why though. I'm gonna tell you.
I still to this day I don't know why, and I stopped caring.
I'm gonna say like, cause it's been like it was like that for me. Like you got to think you the breadwinner. You the person everybody looking at, regardless of how you want to shake it. You the person that everybody looking at.
No, I don't mean family. I can handle
I'm talking
that.
about friends, everybody.
No, I mean you NBA niggas. Y'all are so weird. It blew my mind. I looked up to you niggas, and y'all niggas treated me so like this, like all of y'all, bro. I remember I walked to Shaq my first time, bro, and the only reason I like Shaq because my mother like ugly niggas, and whatever team she,
I'm not that ugly.
whatever team Shaq on, that was her favorite team.
I'm not that ugly.
So I walked up to Shaq in Phoenix. This was my second year in the league, bro, the All-Star. And I was so nervous. I just wanted to say what's up, and you know what I'm saying, like, because my mother loved him, you know what I'm saying, and. Bro, he just like brushed me off, and I'm in the NBA. All-Star weekend. Like, nigga, I know I ain't an all-star, but nigga, I'm one of the rookies here. You understand? It's like, I got so many stories of that. Like, even me and LeBron, like, and we talked about this, but like the first time I met LeBron, I was so nervous that it came, like, he took it the wrong way, and then, like, he just ain't want to be my friend. That shit hurt my feelings so bad.
I met you in high school.
Nigga, you was trying to fuck my sister. Yeah, you don't remember? Yes, nigga.
You lying?
Yes, nigga. Her name is Sydney, nigga. Yes, we was. No, when I met you, nigga.
I didn't know that. You know, that is a deal breaker.
Nigga, why am I sit here and lie? I get her the call right now. You was fine, nigga.
When?
Bro, when we was in high school, I met you before you met me. You was famous the way I was. I was a hood nigga.
When I met
I was a real hood nigga.
Where was your sister at when I met her?
Bro, we was in LA when I found out that you was talking to her, but I don't know what the fuck, nigga.
I met you in high school. You and KD at the top 100 camp. I saw KD and said, KD, you got a chance.
I wasn't
to be
supposed to be there,
but both of y'all was there, and they had me come talk to both of y'all.
I do remember that.
So,
but I didn't know you was trying to fuck my sister.
I was not. Show me how your sister look.
Bro,
damn.
Cause you tripping.
Dwight, you married, man.
I'm trying to remember who this person
is. She's 6'1". I'm just gonna say that. You know you like us tall. Fucking asshole.
So I treated you bad.
No, you didn't treat me bad. But I'm just saying, if I'd have known that, I'd have treated you bad.
Mike, since day one.
Bro, I looked up to you. You was fucking Dwight Howard, motherfucker. Now, going back to my memory banks, I do remember you having a white polo on. Yeah, you had the black. You had the whistle around your neck backwards. I remember you pulled us to the side. Yeah, because we was bullshitting. I remember you pulled us to the side.
KD.
I do remember that. No, but like I said, bro, if I remember you, what you trying to fuck my sister, Dwight?
You don't remember that?
How old was I?
That's how many bitches he fucking.
Wilt
Chamberlain?
When you young.
Fucking Wilt. He got more kids than me. How many kids you got, Dwight?
Yo, I was 20 years old.
How many
Hey, man.
Less than you.
How many you got?
Less than you, and we both know it.
I hate that you know that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, because you know.
All right, we gonna talk about that after.
He's playing. He's just trying to put me on.
That's gonna be our new trivia question. In Miami, how many kids do Mike Beasley have? 7, 12, or 33?
What's the line?
Nah, Dwight. No, you 100% right. But like,
what's the over/under?
You did try to fuck my sister, but I do remember that. And I don't remember where this conversation
have you?
was.
Yeah.
Dwight apologized, man, for trying to fuck this man's sister.
Nah, he didn't do it though.
But he tried.
Apologize for thinking about trying to fuck this man's sister.
He tried.
Bro, you playing. I apologize.
Oh, there you go, man.
Hey,
See,
look,
we all black children, man. We all black children, man. We all black children.
Have you told Shaq the story? Does he know?
He ain't told Shaq.
No, because one thing I've learned is we're all on our maturation journey. We're all on our own maturation process, right? And things we're going through today may not feel the same tomorrow. And just like, he don't remember certain things. It's like, when you in such a polarizing light, such a polarizing figure, the small people can feel like that's why you shouldn't meet your favorite celebrities, because
it's not gonna be what you think.
If I'm just going, not even that, I can just be going from here to here, be late to this podcast, and that little kid just say I was an asshole because I didn't want to take a picture, not knowing that I'm just scared to be late. You understand?
Yeah, I feel you.
And it's like, I just learned, everybody don't mean what you think they mean when they mean it, and if they did, then then you will have to hold yourself accountable for all the shit.
For that,
people, but it's like people think I've done shit and took things the wrong way. So it's like, if I'm gonna be upset at him or anybody else, then it's like I gotta sit there and take my whippings too. You understand? So once I realized that, I realized he probably ain't doing it on purpose, because it's All-Star Weekend. He had his kids there. They was babies. He had and bro, I'm Michael B. They don't give a fuck about me. I got my own money, my own family.
I don't even think
shit,
it was.
And not in that. It's just, bro, he was just going where he was going, and I just was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay, I respect that.
I don't think Shaq would do you like that.
I know he would.
Probably.
I know he would.
I mean, because a lot of times when we go places, it'll happen to you too. Let's say like you said, you got to go to a podcast, or we headed to the arena for a game. You got to be on the bus at a certain time. Fans outside waiting. They might get mad because you can't stop and do this, that, and the third, and now they looking at you like, oh, Dwight, Mike assholes, they ain't want to stop, take no picture. But it's like, man, we ain't like that.
Yeah,
but this is the part that nobody realized. Nobody in my whole career asked where I came from, right? Y'all all came from where y'all came from. Like, bro, I didn't know AAU basketball existed until a certain age. You understand?
Like, when you start?
Bro, I started playing basketball seriously when I was 14. I was locked up. I did house arrest for 2 weeks, and my mother met Curtis Malone, and he convinced her to cut the ankle bracelet off and I flew to Atlanta.
To hoop out there?
And that's, it was a ranking that you was on. You was number 1, top 10 regardless of class, and I was number 10. That was my first tournament ever. I was number 10. Well, not ever, because my uncle got locked up when I was like 9 or 10. That's why I stopped playing with KD, because I had no ride to the gym. So it was, I was number 10 on that list. So I flew back home. I had court the next day, and I was gonna be in, it was either jail till I was 21, and that's what she was going with, because I did some shit. I ain't gonna lie. But my mom came in last second. I had an envelope like this thick, a envelope, and it was all the stories they wrote over the weekend. So it was like, if she ain't have enough balls to bro. You talking about 2 months of not leaving the apartment, and I was in a 2-bedroom apartment. Now you understand, I was on house arrest, and she cut that shit off. And my first time on the plane was you understand. So that Monday, the judge read the shit, and she said your name. She said Josh. It was Josh Smith, and it was J.R. Smith, because she thought they was brothers. And instead of locking me up till I was 21, she gave me probation till I was 21. You understand? And nigga, if my mother ain't never did that shit, bro, I wouldn't never be here. I'd be locked up.
Wouldn't be
I would never
State.
You understand? And that's when I start. That's when I started taking basketball serious.
Do you remember Miami when me and you talked after you had got all them cars? And I was like, bro, chill out on the cars.
You remember in Miami when I sent my dogs to that trainer you told me to?
Yeah.
You know he killed my dog almost?
Which guy?
The
guy from Florida?
Yeah, the guy that had the crazy German Shepherds. He came over, he got my dog. I said, don't feed this, that, whatever. But I spent $300,000 keeping my dog alive.
300 racks?
Man. Swear to God, I'll show you receipts.
I love my dogs, but 300
at the time,
racks is crazy, bro. What the hell?
I was 19, I was a hood nigga.
I get it.
Oh, that's rookie contract.
He used to have, me and him was similar. He had 12 cars, you remember that?
Bro, y'all talking about similar. Bro, Kenyon Martin raised me. You and Catino Mobley on that bus, bro. The first time I'm in Florida, I'm just trying to figure shit out. They put me on the bus with him, Catino, and some other people. We go to fucking Timberland's house to meet Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I'm sitting here listening to him, Chris Webber, talking about all the cars they got. So, nigga, my 19-year-old ass saying, in order to be an NBA player, nigga,
yeah.
He came to my house next, like, bro, all I had was Escalade at Range Rover when we first met. He came to my house, we played them during the season. He came to my house, dog. I had
so this is much
11 cars. I had the Phantom, everything he had. Bro, I'm talking about Shaw. And the only reason I got everything, because I fucked with him, but we was the same size.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, if he can fit in it, give me 2 of them.
He got it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh my God. This one I want to ask all 3 of y'all, because all 3 of you guys went from high schools to pro/notoriety. You high school to pro. You high school to Kansas State where you made your mark and then took off from there. You high school straight to the top of your profession in the music industry. What is something, I'm gonna eat you out of the way, I'm gonna let Q go first. What is something that you felt was an initial roadblock for you in your career due to the early age and jumping into a field like that?
Just being stuck in school for 8 hours, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in school and I know, like, I got to get home at a certain time because Dre, he sleep, but about 3, 4, he gonna be gone. He gonna be gone to Compton. And if I don't catch him, I'm gonna miss out. I'm gonna have to get a ride over there and whatever. So that was something that was, I would stay at school, but I stopped playing football because I wanted to hang out with Dre, and football practice would have me there 2 or 3 hours after school. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, like my 11th grade, I was like, fuck this football shit. You know what I'm saying? I need to hang with Dre. So
kids,
make sure I got home in time.
This, but I'm glad you did it.
I'm glad I did it too. I'm glad I did it too. I wasn't gonna not go to school because it wasn't a sure shot. You know what I'm saying? We were still trying to figure out our style and what we needed to do to make noise out here. And so that was like, man, looking at that clock, hoping. See, that was before phones and all that. All they had was beepers. And I was like, man, I hope this nigga don't get up and leave before I get home. You know what I mean? So that was the biggest obstacle.
Dwight, your transition
to the league, I would say my biggest obstacle was, literally just coming into the league at 18. I ain't know nothing about money, nothing about how to protect myself from women, protect myself from scammers, agents. I was green as hell coming into the league because the only thing I knew was basketball. We didn't get taught financial literacy. Wasn't taught to choose correctly when it comes to the woman that you want to be with. You know what I'm saying? So, all these things was new to me. When I first got to the league, all the vets are telling me, hey, you got to get all the cars. You got to get this. You got to get that. So, I'm thinking that this is the way of the NBA. So when he got down to Mike, I'm telling him the same thing. Like, hey, you got to get all the cars, and you got to try to get the best girls. Like, you got to have the best houses. All these things is ego-driven things, you know what I'm saying, that at the time I didn't understand that it was ego and pride want me to have all this stuff, because it came and it's gone now. I had all that stuff, but what did it really do for my soul? What did it do for my spirit, you know what I'm saying? So I just wish I knew more back then, but I'm glad I experienced it, you know what I'm saying? So now I could tell the kids, tell my children, tell other adults, anybody that's coming into money or coming into fame, like, is this really something that you want? Because it's not as hyped up as you think it is. It's a lot that come with this, so I'm just thankful that I was able to play as long as I was able to play and still keep my mind. A lot of guys, they would mentally go crazy if they had to deal with coming in the NBA and dealing with what we had to deal with and making it out. So, I'm just thankful for that.
For sure. Mike?
I just wish I would have stayed innocent. I I now understand why curiosity kills the cat.
You said you would have stayed innocent. That's hard as hell to do in the league, you know it. But I feel what he's saying. Like
That's hard to do in this world, you know.
that's true. But it seemed like when you get
trusting ourselves is a real thing. That's why, like, every time you, like, before you went to your mom's bedroom, you in trouble. I knew I shouldn't have did that shit, right? Every time you was in the principal office, like, man, something told me I should have been with them niggas. It's like that, like, that's, you know.
said trust
that
yourself.
got you out of shit, you know. It's like, I just wish I would have stayed innocent and just smiled and trust myself with my smile, because I didn't realize that people like that just made people uncomfortable, just being happy with you, and that's the part. It's like if we would have just trusted ourselves, because every time somebody told us this and told us that,
We believed it.
we just believed it, and just not even we believed it, bro. I took myself to every dealership, and I didn't know what the fuck credit was. And I had an 800. Like, I went in that motherfucker, and the nigga said, you can get every car you want.
Because your credit score.
All right, cool. Hey, yo, hey, send 3 motherfuckers. I can't drive all these by myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just wish I would have just stayed innocent and just not kid, which I was talking about. Just all the, like, that's the reason I smoke weed. I ain't gonna put these players out, but my first NBA experience, I go there and 3 or 4 NBA. This was after the workout. Got a trash bag full of weed. At the time, I didn't know it was like 2 or 3 pounds. You know, I didn't like. I'm 19. And it looked like a gazillion pounds. Like, whoa! Like, how did, you know?
How you smoke? How you have all this?
Yeah, like I'm smoking with them, and I try to pass. Nah, we don't do that. Or I fall asleep. Like, bro, I'm too high. Nigga, wake your ass up. Like, okay, I got this is what NBA players do. You know, and then just wanting to keep up with y'all and, you know, getting in trouble. And I just wish I would have just said, fuck y'all, and just stayed me, man.
And do you. Yeah. It's so hard, though. I get it. You young.
I came in the leagues at 18. So
I know. That's it's not an easy thing to say. Like, hindsight is clear as a motherfucker. You understand?
You see everything.
It's like, I say this not to be sad or not to, you understand? No. I say this to, like, for the world to, like, show empathy on the Michael Beasleys now, the ones, you know, the Zions that's going through it, the Kevin Porters. I'm happy that, you understand? It's like, it's a maturation process that only we get in trouble for, because everybody look at the money we have and they equate it to time.
But they equate money to maturity.
No, and that's what I'm saying. They equate it to time, because
and you know, y'all are taller than everybody, so they look at y'all like men before you guys have really developed into grown men.
And we just get, all we get is what I would have did, or what if I had that money, I would have. But it's like, no, if you had this money, you would have did what Michael Beasley is currently doing. I don't want to hear that. You understand? And I had to grow to that point. And you know, it's just that part of just listening to everybody else. And it's like, that's why I told you about the 8 billion in 31 years. It's like, if even in this room, you know how long it would take me to explain to everybody what I meant and how I meant it and why. And so I'm trying to get home and smoke my J, bro. Fuck that.
But see, doing that, it'll only mess up your own mind. Like, I used to feel like I had to explain myself to people. And it's like, one, they don't even really care.
They don't.
Two, they probably not even really listening.
Let me give y'all some game.
That's what's up.
It's better for 1,000 people to adjust to you,
right,
than for you to try to adjust to 1,000 people. So they gotta take it or leave it.
You know, that's where I'm at in life. It took me a while to get there.
But see, the thing is, you've been authentic to who you want to be. So now the things that you was doing, you did them. You don't have to explain them to nobody. You did,
like, whatever it is, because we both been in that same boat.
No, y'all took my dream from me.
Who?
Bro, the world.
Ain't nobody take your dream
That's
from
what
you.
I did. All I want to do is play basketball.
Then who's stopping you?
Y'all took, nigga, you think, like, no disrespect, Q, but you think I want to be in the Big Three? You don't think I want to be in the NBA? You think I work out every day because I'm like, all right, fuck the NBA?
But so when you say y'all took,
And I don't mean, like, and when I say y'all, like, don't take it personally, because you never took a thing from me, right? No, I just mean, this is why I don't go outside. This is why I stopped, because every time I went outside, I was doing something that y'all didn't even tell me I was doing, or something that I didn't know, or something I really wasn't doing. I was just around somebody that I met 2 seconds ago, and now it's like, oh, Michael Beasley, and this crazy. And it's like, whatever they did, I'm in trouble for. Like the rookie transition camp. I wasn't even in the fucking room, but it's like, I don't snitch on my man. Like, you asked something, a podcast, and this is one of my sayings. We grew up. Wise man don't say a word. You understand? You right? Wise man don't say a word, but now we in the era of the closed mouths don't get fed. You understand? So my whole fucking career, I was the wise man, not snitching on who I was in trouble with, because I was always the biggest name, and I just had to take that shit, and I stand on this. I'm the only player ever that's been held accountable on the court for anything going on off the court.
Me too.
No, that shit in Washington, I ain't gonna hold you.
Me too.
That shit was wild. We thought you broke your butt.
That's what I'm saying. How could somebody break their butt? Because
Bro,
of
I
a
found
media
out-
story. Just think about that.
Listen, bro.
I was on
I had
that
back
story.
surgery.
I fell down the steps. I fell down the steps down the other day.
Yeah.
Bro, I hurt my hip so hard, dog. And that's the first thing I thought of, not laughing. And I'm just like, bro, how can you break your, but
That was
It was-
a fake story.
Yeah.
I had a whole back
bro,
surgery.
yeah.
They talking about something I hurt my butt.
But,
We didn't find out,
but
though. Like, we got
Dwight,
that information, 'cause I was covering that story.
You one of my favorite examples of like the world not treating us right. You understand? Because they'll tell the story of the NBA giving us the best life we ever had, but they won't tell us this. They won't tell the story of the NBA taking the only life we know.
Okay, now you're speaking.
understand?
Now you're speaking to a form of, I guess, media, right? Our role in
Yeah, I didn't
how
like
you
that
guys.
for a while.
Yeah, I get. So I covered you guys for years, and I've always the reason I got into the field because I didn't see a lot of people in the field that looked like myself, and so I saw people telling stories of you guys, and you know they didn't walk in your shoes, they didn't come up the way you did.
Like Stephen A. Smith,
What about Stephen A?
he lies. I met Stephen A. Smith one time when I was 16, and this is when I was a hood nigga. I was at a DeMar Johnson camp. He walked in the Bowie gym, and you know whatever, just looked right past me. Ain't never said a word to me. You understand? And everything he got to say about me is bad. He don't know me from a can of paint. You understand? And I jumped in his DMs in 2017 and told him about himself. And you understand, right? It's like I don't mind it if you gonna help me get money, if you gonna help me figure this shit out. You understand? But it's like, bro, you stand in this holier than thou position now because you're making the money you make. But no, the little people still remember, and just one of them got a little big. You understand? It's like, bro, like the shit we did in New York with KD.
Yeah, yeah.
I fuck with you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you.
You understand?
And real talk.
And it's because you gave me a chance to just say what it was. That's it. Just what it was. You ain't chop it up. You ain't KD. You understand? Like Stephen A. Smith don't give us a chance. You understand? He tell the people what we mean, and the people believe that. Even at a 40% rate, that's money out of our pockets. You understand? And his favorite line is, "Yeah, I spoke to this player." No, you haven't. And that's why people, and you know, LeBron and them won't say it, but that's why. It's like, bro, y'all say things about our regular lives and it challenges our character, not realizing that my daughter go to school with the neighbor and I can't explain to them why they ain't kicking it no more because y'all told a false story and now they think every time they think my kids smoke weed now. I posted a story in 2012. I was sleeping in the back of the Phantom thinking I was on some fly shit, right? Me and my son was posted. And you know, they said, oh man, that motherfucker high too. Nigga was 2.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's like, rather than ask us how we're going through it or why he's crying on TV or why I gotta cry and be so aggressive every time I speak, it's like y'all just keep clicking and clicking and clicking. And I get that part. But at least tell us what y'all doing Cause y'all don't see us for 5 years, and in that 5 year span, we see everybody, and our kids don't, and they starting to comprehend words, and then they looking at us funny, and then now I gotta explain to them what that was and this was some shit that I ain't want to explain to her until she was 14. You understand? You got people that don't know me from a can of paint, nigga, shoving money in my face because of what she thought I meant.
What she thought you got you.
You understand? That's the part of the media, and that's why I like Draymond Green, man. He lit y'all motherfuckers on fire. You understand? Like, y'all tell the truth, because it's like, y'all just think money is the ultimate Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Y'all just think having the fame is the ultimate Band-Aid, when no, because as soon as you not LeBron James, it just turned into the ultimate microscope, and then the only thing they talk about good is breaking news, ex-NBA player. It's like, what about the fucking money I just gave to charity?
Yeah.
Yeah, none of y'all gave a fuck when I was sleeping in my car, though. Y'all ain't want to help me, no fucking GoFundMe then, though. But nigga, soon as the Delonte West crossed the street, we all looking now.
Yeah.
That's why we don't like y'all.
Yeah. And then there's the aspect of maybe there's something that's negative about you. Maybe a lie. It could be a lie, right? It makes headlines. It goes everywhere. It goes viral. 2 days later, we probably find out that wasn't true.
And y'all,
but the energy is not the same.
Why? You know why? Because y'all don't put
sell.
no money into the story. Yeah, and this, I'm talking to Tad Turner. I'm talking to what's the other owners to them? Like, bro, y'all put money just like the big labels and the record labels. The reason we like Little B is because he was pushing the bullshit narrative during the drug time, and they put money behind his marketing. Y'all put money behind whatever story y'all want to push, and it make us look like shit because we don't even know the game. You nigga, we got more money than you. We can put some money behind some shit and get a PI on y'all too.
I mean, the media is always going to lean towards, the controversy. You know, it's like reality. I remember reality shows used to be about reality, you know, how it really is. Then they started to be about when we going to get to the fight, when we going to get to the controversy.
But the part about the NBA,
you know
they don't tell us that we media. They take us from the AAU field and pluck us like chickens and just have us laying eggs. And we don't know that we doing this shit for commercial. We just still battling each other. And then we realize,
another battle going on.
Hey, bro, why the fuck on TNT they marketing us just like Game of Thrones? Dwight versus Michael Beasley. And it's like, damn, bro, y'all really just took our lives and just sold our souls for us. Like, we was really sweating for real. We wasn't acting. You know what I'm saying? That's the part, like y'all know that, like, all media is good media in entertainment and rap. And I'm jealous of that shit because it's still that I got in trouble for, that it's like, damn, but my bad media is just Michael Beasley in a rehab.
Okay, well, this is we'll stick to media real quick. I think this is a pretty educational subject right here. It wasn't social media, but it was media during the height of the East-West Coast beef in the '90s, Cube, and you had people will point to what magazine they will point to as starting
Vibe Source.
Vibe and Source. That kind of just agitated everyone. Like from you were in there. So from your perspective and your vantage point, how much did media play a part in escalating the so-called East Coast, West Coast beef?
Well, they fanned the flames, you know. It really started with, New York was the Mecca, is the Mecca. You know, I ain't gonna say was, is the Mecca of hip-hop. And as the West Coast was emerging, a few people in New York was like, yo, we gotta keep it real. You know, what they doing is not real. We gotta keep it real. So that was an undercurrent, but it was all industry. It wasn't the fans. The fans love, whatever was pumped up on, the radio. It was all kind of DJs, Red Alert and Mr. Magic and all these DJs. And whatever they rocked to, the fans was going to be with. So if they rocked the West Coast shit, the fans was in. But the industry, so undercurrent in the industry about, basically we got to protect what we've built. This West Coast shit is starting to blow up too and take a lot of attention. Okay, so that was there. You know, this nigga named Tim Dog come out with a record like called Fuck Compton out of nowhere. We never even knew this nigga. Like, he just was tired of hearing Compton. So it was that kind of shit happening. And so what happens is you got the two biggest artists get into it at the time, you know. Both of them was on the come up, Biggie and Tupac. They on the come up, and they become the biggest artists. And then they got this feud going on. And then of course, that just starts to trickle down. And then you have the media starting to write the articles of, you know, did Puffy and them shoot Tupac? Did he have him robbed at the studio? Did it happen? Did it? Who knows? Did it? And, you know, all this shit going back and forth. And now you got this East Coast, West Coast beef. But, you know, it wasn't like niggas was like Vikings about to just, you know, you know what I'm saying? It was just... The media had it going. Now the fans is into it. You know, the fans is like, oh, shit, what's going on here? Yeah. Oh, now the fans is taking side. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, you got niggas, you know, you got them Source Awards in 95. Yeah. That was a powder keg because, you know, it was volatile then. And so it just kind of, you know, the media just looked at the flames and fanned them. Yeah. Because that's what they trying to sell magazines. They don't give a fuck about our beef. They trying to sell magazines, man. And that's what we got to know. These entities really don't give a fuck about us. They want to sell whatever's going to get the people to pick it up off the stands and open it, look at it. You know what I mean? That's all. That's all.
They found it out now.
They you know, they care about. And they did what they usually do, you know, nothing different.
And now you're getting clicks now, opposed to buying the magazine. Cube, I want you to I got to ask you this because it's been talked about by other people, but I've never seen you on record talk about this. But I believe this was 97. It might have been 98. Mr. Farrakhan met with you guys, met with the rappers in Chicago. Yeah, we were in Chicago last week for week 1 of Big 3, and Snoop told the story. I've never heard you really tell the story in depth. About
what story?
This was the meeting, Mr. Farrakhan, how Fat Joe had some words for you. That was Snoop's vantage point. That was his story. What he was saying, what he was told.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what happened on your side? Well,
it was a big conference. We was trying to squash all the beefs. You know, I had a beef going on with Common. And Chicago. We was about to go back and forth.
You didn't know that?
About what?
About, you know, the
history right here.
The, you know, dissing of the West Coast. You know, I took a record.
Common jumped on that shit too?
Well, no, he did a record. I took it out of context. Oh, because, you know, when everybody's shooting arrows, you think everybody's shooting. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we said some things. He did a record. I was about to do another record. And Farrakhan was like, yo, let's have a summit with everybody. And so everybody was got a chance to speak their mind, you know, and Fat Joe was wondering, why did I do the West Side Connection? You know what? You know, why was I getting into the beef? They loved me on the East Coast. Why was I in it? I said, you know, I didn't really get a chance to speak up because at the time, you know, Farrakhan and his other people started to talk and address Fat Joe, so it kind of went away from what I really wanted to tell him at the time is, you know, when you're getting love from both places and it's going down, you know, I got to stick up for where I'm from. You know, if y'all trying to erase our legacy by saying we keeping it real over here because what y'all doing ain't real, I got a problem with that. You know what I mean? I got to speak up on that. And, you know, I just didn't get a chance to address it. So Fat Joe got a chance to speak. I didn't really get a chance to speak. So it never really was covered. But, you know, I would tell him then, now, I'm always ride for mine. You know, matter of fact, the whole W was my idea as far as, yo, this is going to represent the West Coast. You know, the W represented a different thing. It represented, you know, West Side. It represented Watts. It represented a gang called Watergate, you know, that DJ Pooh used to be from. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it was something that I said, yo, this going to unify the West Coast because they trying to erase our legacy. And when this go around, they ain't erasing nothing because I'm going to unify the West Coast and it's going to be a worldwide West Side. And that's what I set off to do. And, you know, they just had a problem with me putting, you know, drawing a line in the sand because Fat Joe was like, man, you was one of our heroes, man. Why you in the middle of this?
Because your first album also, first album was done,
produced by the Bomb Squad. I got a lot of love on the East Coast. I did the Apollo, and motherfuckers threw money.
Yeah.
They threw money on the stage, for real. And, you know, Redman was at that show. Irv Gotti was at that show.
So look,
It's history.
Because I'm curious, is this a different comment?
No.
No,
You think,
that comment, yes.
Vision is beautiful.
Common,
That guy?
Yes, Common did a song.
He did a song called I Used to Love Her.
I Used to Love Her, yeah.
Which he was talking about hip hop. It was a metaphor for a girl. He was talking about hip hop, and he basically said when you went to the West Coast and got turned out, and you know I don't love her no. I used to love her.
No, yeah.
And
so my mom
it.
used to always say,
Yeah.
when lines get drawn, you pick a side or become one. You know, so
Yeah,
I respect
so,
that.
I mean, I had to. You know, I felt our legacy was gonna be kind of pushed aside like a blip on the radar, you know what I mean? And wasn't having that.
No, the Cube came back. He did. That's enough said on that. But no, that's history right there.
No, that's fine.
But media has still been. It's in different forms now. But a lot of time, again, I got in. I believe as part of media. I believe in always building relationships with you guys, and I think I've done that throughout my time covering you guys.
That's why I like you.
You know, even if I had to. If there was something negative, I would call Dwight. I had to call you or something like that. I always want to get you guys' input. I want to do it the right way.
Yeah,
so.
like you do what Stephen A. says he does, and that's why I respect you. That's why I'm sorry that I had to say this, and then we're gonna get blown up. My bad. Stephen A. respond. I respond back.
Hey man, you can be yourself here at the Threes and Ones podcast.
That's why I respect you. You understand? Because it's like okay, my first inclination of that, I guess I would say, was ESPN. And they said something about I had character issues while they had somebody on their staff that stole laptops in college. Right? I ain't gonna say no names.
We already know who you're talking about. I don't think you have to say
like, how you got people reporting on me and character? I'm 18, 17. Yeah. And this guy's running a whole fraud, and it's like you got his, but whatever. It's just like, bro, just check first because, like, all right, this Joe John, like the story you dropped last about our team.
Yes,
I was gonna hit you and ask you some questions, but I know that at this point in my life, I only tell my important things to 4 people. This one particular time, I told 5 people.
Yeah. So you already.
That's why I was, I hit you, bro. Just but by the time I hit you back, you already ran it. So I was like, bro, I already know who told you.
I can't reveal my sources. I want to transition to here at Threes and Ones podcast. We're storytelling, right? Cube just told a great story going back in history of the Chicago summit with Minister Farrakhan.
By the way, Farrakhan, tell him I said what's up. That's some fire shit.
I will do that.
Bro, that's nice.
You didn't know that, huh?
So I argue with my friends at home. You and Snoop Dogg. I think Snoop Dogg may be the most famous person in the world.
Most famous person in the world? Snoop Dogg?
Like my 2-year-old know who Snoop Dogg is.
Yeah, he's
she's 3 now. But I think you and Snoop Dogg are like top 10 most famous people of all time. Like,
man, it's been a lot of famous people.
Bro, think about how many people know you and Snoop Dogg. Age groups, All that. It's like, and then Snoop be on Korean TV and shit. Snoop, bro, this is when I had the thought, man. I'm in the house watching baby shit with my TV, and then Snoop come up in the dog, I'm like, bro, Snoop, bro, get out my life. You know, like you and Snoop Dogg got to be like two of the most famous people in the world.
Longevity. Hey, shout out to Cube, the Dodgers. You know, bobblehead night a few days ago, man.
Look, shit like
they don't do that. They don't do that to too many people, man. That's not affiliated with baseball. So shout out to Q for that. Shout out to Dodgers for doing that. Unwritten rules. I want you guys to think about what is an unwritten rule in life. It can be in general. It can be an unwritten man rule in life. I'm gonna start with the story real quick. Quick story. See if this jogs up anything with y'all. I'm in Cleveland. I'm covering the Cavs back in the day. And I always go to barbershops in the hood. I get the best cuts there. So I go to barbershop in the hood in Cleveland, and I'm sitting down, and I'm waiting for my barber. He's cutting somebody else hair right now. I'm waiting for him to finish. So I'm sitting down reading the magazine. All of a sudden, nigga this, nigga that, nigga they loped up on one another. They about to fight. I'm like, what's going on? You know, it's my barber, and then his client. You know, still got the barber cape on, and they about to fight. And then it calmed down, and he finished the cut. And so I'm still like wondering what happened. So then it's my turn to get in the seat.
And he fought you too?
No, he didn't fight me. So I'm a reporter. I got questions. So I sit down. His name is Hashim. Shout out to Hashim out there. And I said, Hashim, man, I said, listen, bro, I ain't trying to be nosy, but what was that about? He was said, man, this dude looking into my eyes while I'm edging him up. I'm like, what? He said, I told him, don't be looking at my eyes when I edge you up.
Yeah, man.
That's simple.
Bro,
that's reckless eyeballing, homie. I know what that is. That's reckless eyeballing. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can't do that.
Weird.
Yeah, man. I understand.
Yeah, but that's an unwritten, that's something
that is an unwritten
people don't have to tell you.
That's an unwritten.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I gotta tell you, get out my eyes, bro. What?
Yeah, man.
If somebody cut you up.
The thing is, you ain't got
at you like this, like, bro, I'm scared of that person. Like that.
Unwritten rule.
Yeah, something like we talked about. Like, all right, take the big three in basketball. You know, is it okay, Cube, to run up the score? Is there a respect?
Shit, you better let me know now. When I get my
protocol
chance, I'm gonna do it.
No,
It's
whoop
the first to
ass.
50.
First to
You can't
50.
even
It's
do
a
it.
sprint.
So
It's like you slowing down on a sprint. You don't slow down on a sprint.
Okay.
You go full
It's supposed
speed.
to be this 50 to 10.
And you gotta score you gotta try to beat your opponent by as many points as possible because there's a point differential.
At the end of the season.
At the end of the season, if y'all 4-4, and you know y'all say y'all haven't played each other, you go to how many did you beat your opponent by? How many did you beat your opponent by? So you gotta try to run up the score if you can.
All right. Any unwritten rules?
Unwritten for basketball
For
or
whatever.
for off the court?
Oh, for whatever.
I got an unwritten rule.
Oh, okay, go. Cube.
Mind your own business, you live longer.
Mind your business.
That does tend to work.
Yeah, you live longer
That
if you
does
mind
tend
your
to
own
work.
business.
Yeah.
Don't mess with nobody's wife.
I
Oh,
mean,
big
that
nigga.
comes
Coming with
be-
biblical
Right.
shit.
You
You coming with biblical verses.
Hey,
Don't
big
mess with
nigga.
don't
Somebody
mess
come
with-
knocking on that door,
don't
huh?
mess with my
That
girl.
big 20-foot door. Hey, yo.
Wife or girl?
Hey, you gotta knock on.
Wife.
Hey, you gotta knock on the white door like feet 5 4 5.
Hold on. I agree with you. That should be common sense. Do not mess
Don't
with
mess with
somebody
nobody's
else's
wife. I
wife.
tell you why.
That's common sense. That ain't no unwritten.
Not in this era. No, it should
That
be.
sound like that's coming from a person that can park a goddamn bus in his living room.
It should be common
Nigga,
sense.
you better stay off my wife.
It should be common sense, but people don't think about how many. I know in Houston, when I lived in Houston, there's a couple pastors who done got shot in church
Yeah.
because they were
Shot in church.
sleeping with they were supposed to be doing counseling, marriage counseling,
Yeah.
and they sleeping with
So
the
who
wife.
on the hell?
The pastor and the dude. Who
But that's
did-
righteous. I'm doing righteous.
Well, actually, I was thinking,
doing righteous
I would
by my
just say
family.
it must be just a pastor.
Right?
I don't think the man should get. You know, listen. If I done decided that I was gonna logically go through whatever it has to do to be with this woman, don't mess with her.
Yeah.
Cause I'm gonna crash
But
out.
you gonna kill somebody that's dead. You ain't even gonna be mad in the week, and I'm gonna be dead in the week.
Well, don't
I'll
mess
be,
with
I'll
nobody.
be rotten dead, like
I think
bugs
that's the-
eating
I
me,
think
and
that's
you ain't
the-
gonna be mad next week.
Unwritten rule.
That's
I
fucked
think
up.
that's the unwritten rule.
I think, bro, for real, bro, I just think it's your turn. You need to get your feelings out of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna play the game, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you lose.
Bro,
Sometimes,
don't
you know
do
what I'm saying?
that. You know that's. You
Bruh,
said curiosity.
if they choose up, and we know they choose up, nigga, you just can't get mad when they don't choose you. That's how I feel.
And you married?
I'm not married, but
No, I'm saying-
if,
I'm saying if somebody-
if mine choose you, then we both choosing you tonight, nigga. If I like what my girl like, nigga, fuck you, nigga. I'm going home with my girl.
Check,
What?
please.
What? Nah, I ain't on no weird shit, but nah, I like my girl, but I just feel like men get their feelings involved too much. It's like, bro, if my girlfriend like you, all right, cool, bro. Like,
That's one
like
thing.
I'm
You
still
said
gonna want her to come
girlfriend.
home.
I hear
don't
you.
care.
You said girlfriend. We
I've
talking
been-
about
My wife,
Yeah.
if my wife,
No,
like,
I've been
bro,
married- I've been
like,
married
I just
22
don't
years.
think,
I ain't killed nobody
men get the short end of the stick of this, but like one mistake, you just throw away 20 years. I don't believe in that. It's like if my wife's just like, bro, if my girl did whatever she did, and I know my girl, you know what I'm saying? I love my girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking hypothetically, but it's like, bro, if she did whatever, it's like, cool, I'm gonna be mad, but it's like, this is the same person I fell in love with. Do death do his part, all that shit like that. It's like, I just don't think feelings should be involved to where I'm killing people and I'm in jail forever, or I'm not. It's like, bro, fuck it. If that's who I'm doing it with, then I'm taking it. Bob Marley say it's a roller coaster with who you kick it with. We just always get off the roller coaster when it's not fun no more. I don't like that part in life.
Yeah.
I hate that. You understand? So it's like, cool, kill for your wife and all that
these-
shit. But it's like, dog,
These big pimping rules right here
right,
that's going on here.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I mean, it's just like,
there's another unwritten rule. A wet pussy and a dry purse don't match.
yeah, these bitches be broke.
If you gonna do some shit like that purse better not be dry. Shit.
Get your purse right.
If you gonna do some shit like that purse better be
I ain't say that, but
thick.
I ain't say that, but y'all be broke.
Shit.
Real shit.
Got the
Real shit.
scissors to
Especially
make.
the ones. All right, let's talk about this since we talk about something.
Oh God.
Bro, you know these girls be wearing these lace fronts like do-rags?
Hold on. All right, that was our episode of 3s and 1s here.
Lace fronts and we
Next
out.
week from Miami. Thank you, Mike Beasley, Dwight Howard, Chris Haynes.
That's it.
And I'm your host,
Bruh,
Ice Cube.
I'm just saying, what you think
We'll
that
see you
shit
next
smell
week.
like?
Hey, man.
My mind is still
Bruh.
He tripping.